I thought maybe today what I could do is get some background about your own family growing up.
You mean my mom and dad?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was raised in the city, and one of 5 kids, the middle kid. Had an older brother, an older sister. Mom worked hard. Mom was always in the kitchen. I can remember she was cooking all the time, and maybe it's because we had a big family. Went to a local public school in the area. My dad and I were real close. I think my dad liked me more than my older brother and sister. I was a good athlete, and that may have been part of it, because I had a real good arm, pretty good pitcher, pitched in high school, and I got a little rotator cuff. So, who knows, I might have been able to play college level or major league. I remember a lot of good times. I remember Dad, and we had a big family. I had a lot of uncles who'd come over, and we had a lot of parties all the time. And the parties, the family was really tight then. We just had these great parties, and people would be happy, and my father would always talk about me, talk about my baseball and everything else. It was kind of neat when everybody was there. When everybody was there, we had these parties. It was great.
Based on the history he's told me, I already suspect that he grew up with parental alcoholism. I will take some family history, listening for the organizing role of alcohol, and shape the interview to focus on alcohol as a developmental influence. Over time, I will of course pay attention to other aspects of family history. Now, however, it is important to frame the interview to elicit information about drinking. Did your family drink?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was part of the deal.
Part of the party?
Oh, yeah. Well, all these men. When we got together, it was, macho stuff, and we'd watch football games together and drink together. I didn't drink with them. I was too young. At least I didn't. I just remember being around them when I was young and being, kind of enjoying the camaraderie and the male bonding, they call it now, whatever. And it was great. We watched football together, and we'd go to games together. My dad used to take the Candlestick at least 4 times, 5 times a year. It was some of the best experiences of my life, going to the games with Dad. And but there was a lot. Yeah, there was a lot of drinking. It was part of the family.
Most of what you said is that it sounds like the drinking was happy. You remember it as positive.
Well, yeah, it was. It was okay when everybody was. When there was a party, it was okay. When everybody went, it was like 2 different kinds of drinking that went on with my dad.
So, what was the other kind?
It was like when he was out. He was out in the world. He was okay. But when we had parties, he was okay. But it's when he came. When the parties were over, when he came off work, it was like nights. Most of the time it was okay. He'd come home and he'd be so tired he'd just go to bed. But there were a lot of times he'd come home and it would be. It was like he could tell by the way he drove. If he came in and he parked and the car was, it's almost like the car was angry or something. You could hear it. It was just a certain way of parking the car, and when he parked the car that way, and you could hear him coming up the steps, and his steps were louder. You knew that was the time to get out of his way. My dad was a great guy, but there were certain times you got out of his way. It's like I can remember those. Those memories are just like yesterday. And he'd come in the house, and if you're smart, you got out of the way. He wouldn't say a word. And my mom would be cooking. It'd be usually around dinner time, sometimes later, or she'd be washing dishes, and he'd go over the fridge and he'd get out a 6-pack and say a word to any of us. But we knew that when he was quiet like that, he was something bugging him. I don't know what was bugging him. Something was bugging him, and he just starts, pounding beers. And then we knew.
thought maybe today what I could do is get some background about your own family growing up.
I mean, my mom and dad.
Yeah.
Okay.